What?
Gotta test this out, see what's going on.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yes.
you. Okay.
Okay.
What?
Okay. All right. So a lot of detail happened last week, and we left off inside the temple, and you just finished talking with Miranda. And do you guys remember what she was telling you guys? And then what she said she was going to be doing?
Is anybody else?
I
Hmm?
remember nothing.
Oh no. All right.
My
So
brain is not working right
well,
now.
go. All right. Anybody recall what happened last week? Oh, I can't hear guy.
Was it
I can't hear guy.
Kai?
Mike. Mike's on. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. My holder broke.
Ah.
Goes out of whack real.
Okay.
So let's see. The kobolds stole the orb that holds the magician. I can't think of his name offhand. That holds the one guy then is like an internal prison. Like somebody cast a imprison spell on him.
He was trapped in a
Uh,
marble like the size of an eyeball.
yeah. Was that how big it was?
Yeah, it was small. It was the size of a marble.
Okay. Okay. Now, thing though is, and we were thinking about taking out after the kobolds and trying to retrieve the marble, the orb.
Hmm.
When you said orb, I was thinking like a crystal ball size.
Oh no, it is an orb, but it's a
Because
marble.
yeah, well, yeah, it's an orb. Yeah, small orb.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So the and we were thinking about trying to find the kobolds. And it was a fairly large kobold party, if I remember.
Yeah, it was a small army.
Kobold with a D. There is a D. Um, so even with our horrible tracking abilities,
Hmm.
I believe it would be fairly easy to follow them.
Yeah.
But it's been a few days, and it might be a little more difficult than just if it was like yesterday.
Yeah, they have a good lead on you guys. Um,
So, but still, there's
but
if the
what did Miranda tell you? And what
That
happened to
there was going to be an
Sandra?
invasion. Oh, what happened to Sandra? The orb was
convention
taken because she didn't do her duty in
siege,
time.
kobolds taking the orb of eternal entrapment. Knife jammers. Anybody else?
Well, that was it. We heard that the orb had been stolen by the kobolds. Somehow they got in, and she got turned back into swan because she'd failed in her duties.
They all turned
I think
into swans.
they all did.
Yeah. So it's not just that she failed; they all failed.
Realizing this kind of
Yeah.
harsh.
It's funny because James has his camera on, but I only see his headphone, one side of his headphone.
Well, the problem is
See his shoulder.
it's okay. I can only see back half of it.
There we go.
One moment.
Okay.
One from myself.
There we go. We can see you now.
Basically, I have the light shining up at the ceiling.
Oh, the light wasn't bothering.
So,
It was just weird
and-
seeing only a headphone and then the couch.
well, that's okay. With the guy, we weren't getting. If it's just his chair, I think it's guy's chair. He's out doing something for his wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for him to come back.
Well, but the thing is, you can still talk.
Hmm?
You can still talk,
No, he's not
even
there.
if it's not. Well, yeah, but I'm saying not gamer related. I'm just saying, like for instance, my tiefling warlock. I was gonna make it female. I figured we could talk about that for now.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you gotta give it a real name. Huh?
I'm not sure. What would be a good tiefling name?
Now, don't ask me. You gotta make. I've been making up your names, and cause you're always like, I don't know. I can't think of a name. Fred. Or and then
I was
the other
thinking
one
of,
was the other one was Leonardo for a girl. I mean,
Well, basically, it was well, basically, I explained why the character had Leonardo. Was basically the character was a deep gnome, and was fighting. Got
no,
chased
no, no.
into
That,
a group of.
that's not what happened.
Yes, it's what happened.
No, what happened was you
Like,
asked me for
Stop,
names.
Stop. Hey,
What happened was you asked me for names, and then I just blurted out Leonardo. I was telling you just make
So I
up
took
names,
it.
and you took it,
So I took it,
and then you were just
and
like,
I ran with it.
yeah, you see, that's what happened. Not the whole backstory you were about to say right now. You just tried to make that happen.
Oh, I
But-
So
threw it in
basi-
there.
hey,
Huh?
I was you said to make characters, and I went to go make a character. I wanted to
Mhm.
make a cleric, but I
Okay.
didn't know like what kind of gods are in this world that my cleric would worship, except for like the sunbird. Are there more or?
Well, right now, yeah, there are some, but more will start coming out. I'll let you know what later on. Uh,
Oh,
but
the other thing is
pretty
also, well, basically, I was gonna say also the domain too.
yeah, yeah. So what's it called? Yeah, give it a real name. Uh, a girl name for a girl. All right.
I made a I made a female half elf cleric. Her name is Mila.
Mila. All right. See, there you go. That's simple. That's easy.
Somebody,
I'm having fun with this program
Yeah.
because
somebody
I don't
was
have a
asking
camera on
me,
my computer, so I'm just like messing around with this.
somebody was asking for a name for a sentient flame tongue sword. I said, just go crazy and call him Bob.
Bob,
I like
You-
Bob.
you could do that.
Yeah, because there's no real reason why to call it some fancy name. There's no real rules stuff like that.
Well, another good name could be Hey You.
No, that's close that's close to your current character not having a name.
What's wrong with Hey You?
Think about it.
It's a nice Chinese name.
Okay,
Well,
so
basically,
Okay.
all I'm saying, James, is
Well,
try to make a real name for your character this time. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going through the names that the names they've got. Oh heck, there's a list somewhere in one of these damn books, and I don't remember where the list is.
Xanthers. Xanthers has a list of names.
All right, so just to refresh your memories, you guys ran into a couple burned down outposts, or one was burned down. You didn't even know that the outpost was being developed, but it was being developed while you guys were gone,
Right.
or with the centaurs. So when you guys reached there, it was completely destroyed, and there was probably around 30 guards that were killed from you guys' city. And then traveling more closer to the city, you saw another outpost under attack, and you saw that they were still fighting because they had flame arrows coming that were being able to be seen through the night. So
Right.
as you guys were coming up with the plan to either help them out or go to the city, that's when fire. That's when what's her name? Sandra. She was trying to. She was talking about wanting to go help out the post as well because she figured that they would need some of her healing. But then, while she was talking to you guys, making the plan, she transformed into a swan. And in the end of that situation, the centaurs uh, traveled with Chester to go to your town, and Air Racer went to his people to go see if they about reinforcing bringing reinforcements to help out with the battle since the kobolds, goblins, and orcs are they're trying to show what is it? They're making a presence, a show of force in the valley, and it is overwhelming numbers, but you do have centaurs on your side and Arakakra, the Sky Warrior tribe. So after seeing what happened with Sandra, uh, you guys ended up going back to the temple, and that's when you learned that everybody was turned into a swan. Like whatever spell they had that was allowing the swans to become to be humans, it's all broken because the kobolds invaded, and you don't know what happened for that battle. You just know that they invaded. They got the orb, and when the orb left the temple, pretty much that was the the
Right.
the moment where all the swan maids just became swans, and their medallions. You learned that the medallions was the thing that was allowing them to be able to transform either into a swan or human, and they're all broken, and you saw broken medallions everywhere when you went there, in the water, washed the shores, and stuff like that. So once the orb left the temple, that's when the spell was broken, and all the swans lost their abilities. And being inside the temple, you saw the statue of Solar was broken and destroyed. You did see Red, the baby phoenix. He's still not talking. He's still doing still so young that he's pretty much just a like an intelligent bird, but he can't talk. And then
Right.
when you went to the water chamber where the orb was being held, that's when Miranda spoke to you guys, and she didn't show herself. She just spoke to you guys in an audible voice, and she basically said that um, Sandra failed to retrieve the blade of the white rose in time, and with her failing to do her quest, um, there was no defense for the kobolds when they invaded inside the temple. Uh, and that caused everybody to have their abilities taken away from them. And while she was talking, she was informing you guys that the kobolds need a host to release Zarthon from the orb, and that if the castle rises from the the lake, then the it's
Mhm.
gonna that's like the gateway to for their home world to invade into this one. And then Fizwick says that he hopes that they have good food, and at that moment she got mad, even more mad, and stopped talking. But she did say that uh, she's not going to help the mortals. That this is something that they have to do on their own, and this just the way the land has been here on this country. And Solar can't do anything because he's still in recovery from his battle with Inferno. So she's not strong enough, from what she told you, to do something about what's happening. But she also did say that it's in your guys' hands to use this knowledge as you will. So basically, you three are the ones that know what's going on more than anybody else. And but yeah, she got mad when Fizwick said that she he hopes that they have good
Basically,
food.
he almost insulted her.
And so as you're walking out of that water chamber, something happens that's totally different, that changes the atmosphere of the temple more so than what it was already. The streams and the water that was traveling along the walls, it all stops. Um, you don't know if she's gone, or if she's conserving her energy. And but the the water flowing along the walls and traveling through the crevices and cracks, going down like a decoration of how do you say, kind of like water art or whatever. They all of that stopped. So now uh it's just a a gloomy place. It doesn't have the majestic feeling that it did before. And you guys are still inside the temple getting ready to figure out what the next course of action is. So that's pretty much what happened last week.
Okay. You want to go find the kobolds and retrieve the orb?
Yes.
I guess that makes it unanimous. So, yeah, I agree. Um, so, okay. Well, it looks like this place has been demagicized. He's left the temple. I think we need to get out of here before the place
Yeah.
floods.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, the waterfall itself, it's normal. It's crashing on top of the palace just like it was before. But the
It looks like we're going to get wet. So,
yeah, the entrance that you guys came in when the water was like separated, it's not
it's not
separating for you
separating.
this time. Yeah. So this place is
So
just
we had to go.
it's just being
There's
showered on by the waterfall. So as you guys do step out, you you get wet. There's no way around it.
Okay. Pack our things as much as possible to keep them from getting wet. And I guess we're going to have to step on through to the other side.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention too. Uh, Sandra,
Oh, good.
she is starting to just before you left the temple, you saw that she just started acting like a regular swan. She was just floating um above the water, the chamber where you guys spoke to the goddess. So she's not as like appearing as intelligent as she was before when the transformation happened, when she was like trying to communicate with you guys with head gestures and stuff. Now it
Mm-hmm.
seems like she's pretty much totally oblivious.
Right.
Well, I guess we should just leave her here then.
Yeah, that'd probably be best.
If you were intelligent,
Oh.
I'd say we take her, but
I'm going to go over to Red and ask, try to entice him to come with us. I put him on my shoulder, or try to put my arm out, try and get him up on my arm, or
he looks
like
pretty
that.
sad. You could tell by his expression that he's not feeling as pleasant as he was before. But
right, this place is going to be underwater soon.
Maybe
this, waterfall.
Maybe not.
Who?
But he's pretty much really sad for the breaking of the statue and everything that's going on, and it doesn't really look like he's trying to get away from the statue. Like, he is staying there.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look at the statue, see if there's anything to my untrained eyes that could see that there might be something special. Ask Red. Hey, Red, is there something special about this that you or is it just that you liked it? And I don't expect him to speak or anything because, as you said, he can't. Just that maybe maybe he'll understand me, maybe he won't.
I'll cast Speak with Animals.
What he does is pretty much just flies in circles over the statue, and as he's flying, he's got like a small little comet tail with like sparks showering out of his tail. But yeah, he pretty much lands in between where the wings were and the broken neck of the statue is.
I cast Speak with Animals.
Cast Speak with Animals.
Is a phoenix an animal?
That's why I'm gonna go look.
Well, if nothing else, at least I tried.
I've tried to depict the inside of Fizwick's brain.
Don't worry, you get a dial tone.
I'm hungry.
Well, the phoenixes do have languages. But this this one's a baby, yeah.
Well, so I figured at this point, animal. It's like talking to a baby.
Not that one. That one has purple worms.
That sounds like it.
There we go. Okay, so let me look up Speak with Animals, see what that does.
Okay.
Holy shit, they totally changed a phoenix on this. Wow. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they've changed a lot of things. Play them how you like.
Yeah, probably like from 2.0. from second edition. Oh
yeah.
My god. They totally dumbed them down.
Yeah, they've done that to a lot of them, a lot of monsters. Hill Giants is the one I really don't like.
I'm sure they made them imbeciles now.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much the way they have him here is what I was thinking of for baby Phoenix. Like, that dumb. Wow, they destroyed the character or the creature.
Yeah. Owlbears too.
Oh,
Owlbears originally had quite a society of their own.
all right, so let me look at
Now
speak
they're
with
so
animals.
stupid.
Let me see what this spell says. All right, you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge, awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at a minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the DM's discretion. Alright, so you cast Speak with Animals, but did you have it studied?
It's one of, in which case I'll use my special ability. I have a special ability. It's one of my special abilities I can use once for a long rest.
What's your special ability?
I'll speak with animals. It's a special ability. There's either I use a spell slot or I just use my.
That's for the
So I'll
Furbolg?
use it. Yeah.
Let me. I didn't realize I actually had the Furbolgs in these.
Depends on which guide you're going by.
That's true too.
It's the Volo's Guide to Monsters, and that's where it's a playable character.
Doesn't have that.
I'm seeing a problem.
Yes,
can't
I do
find
too,
it.
because
Well, I'm talking
because
about.
it's not a special ability in the Volo's guide.
Oh, unfortunately, it
They
wasn't the
don't
one I
have
got
that
it out of.
ability in Volo's guide.
Well, in the 5e one I've got is.
You've
It
got the
was.
Unearthed Kingdom version.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you went that route.
Yeah, well, it's the only one I had. And unfortunately, I can't find Xanther's guide.
I don't think it's in Xanther's
It's in
Guide.
Volo's. No, it's not. It's in Volo's. Along with the Tabaxi.
Yes.
Isn't Unearthed Arcana like experimental stuff?
Yeah, that's why I was saying use only information from books that are official.
Well, it was the 5. It said 5e.
Unearthed Arcana is
Yes,
not
it is,
official.
but 5e is playtest material
Yeah.
to see how well it works.
So it says you could.
Not quote unquote official.
It says speech of beast of leaf and leaf. You have the ability to communicate in a limited manner with beasts and plants. They can understand the meaning of your words, though you have no special ability to understand them in return. You have advantage in all charisma checks you make to influence them.
You can talk to them, but they can't talk to you.
Well, they can make sounds. They can't make words.
But it doesn't say that. It says that they can understand the meaning of your words, though you have no special ability to understand them in return.
know what they're saying.
And
If they understand what I'm saying.
phoenixes are not beasts or plants.
Right.
So you could
Oh,
try
it
you
would
could
be-
try to go do Ace Ventura talk, but
That's why I just went up to him and started talking. I didn't
yeah,
try and because mythical beasts like phoenixes generally understand what you're saying, but this one is so small still.
oh yeah.
Even
So
I
he
didn't know.
he understands you guys. So he understands what you're trying to imply. But the thing is, uh, what's it called? James was trying to use the character to have him communicate so that he can talk
Right.
and be able to make it where it's meaningful. What do you want? Hmm? But that's
So
you
Well, if it's dog, I'm
from
sure
from
food is one.
from the way he is acting though, like when I was saying that he's circling around his statue and then he lands on the wings, the broken wings between the behind the neck. So you can guess what it's saying with that. So,
anybody got a,
hmm?
I was gonna okay. I was wondering if anybody has a men
Mend?
looking at fur bugs. Maybe put the wing
No.
back on the statue. Okay.
Well, if we stay in the day, I could get men.
They could detect magic, disguise self.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
I'm going to look at the
I'd rather their character.
statue
Hmm.
and if the wing section and the where it attaches to the body.
Well, it's
I wonder.
a big statue. It's very
Right.
heavy. So the wingspan
Okay.
was like
So,
around 30 feet tall or 30 feet long, but looped around.
right.
So it was a very
Okay.
large statue.
So
It would take a long time.
So it fell and broke. Okay.
Go lay down.
So
Go.
the well, I'm not going to be able to move anything. That's for sure. I was thinking about trying to move the wing next to the body, or where it's supposed to be attached to in the statue.
The only problem is, do we have time?
I don't. It's not. I wasn't going to try and.
Just gather the pieces together.
No, I think what Guy
Well,
is
not-
saying, he wants to make it where it
I'm
somewhat
trying to-
resembles.
It looks like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. Not. I can't put it together. I don't have the ability to do that. Heck, I can't even move the statue probably, or a wing, a part of the wing.
Well, if we had time, I could get Mend. But
Mend
like I
is
said,
not
we
going to do
really-
it.
No, well, we don't.
Mend doesn't work like that.
Well, it would small pieces, but not the whole thing. I can put some of it together.
Mm.
'Cause
It
says
it
I'm
wouldn't
Doesn't make much
it
sense.
wouldn't be enough to make that much of a difference. It's like small
Listen,
tears.
I was just trying to
Or
get
small
a
cracks.
semblance of what it once was. That's all.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
Make-
it would take a long,
make
long
it
time.
feel better.
Now Mend works in small sections,
you're
so it's
right.
like 1 foot
Right.
long. It's like 1 foot long crack.
Yeah, once
Well, like I said, it would take forever.
No, it wouldn't work.
No, it would work because I could put it together, but it would take a long, 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 long,
No, it wouldn't work.
a damn long time. Oh, it would, because I could repair small sections.
You
No,
could
well,
repair
like I
small sections, but it wouldn't work. So even if you did mend like 1 foot,
well,
it'd be
it
like
wouldn't be-
the whole
it
thing
wouldn't
would
be-
just break off immediately, even
James?
if you.
Yeah.
hold on a second. James,
What?
the DM says it's not going to work.
Oh well, let's
It is-
go.
The DM says it's not going to work.
Okay, let's
It's
go.
not going to work.
Okay, it's not gonna work.
can-
Let's go then. No point in hanging around here. If you want to try to get Red to come with us or stay here.
I was going to say, I'll
Well, offer
to
him some
Red.
food.
I can't put it together.
What does a phoenix eat?
How about we just
food of some kind?
How about we just leave him here? He's a phoenix. He's not gonna die. We just need to get moving.
Or we can leave them some leftovers and they can heat it up later. Okay. I'm going to look. Sorry, I can't put it together. And you're welcome to come with us if you like.
All right. When you said that you can't put it together, what happens is he lifts his head up, looking at the sky, and he starts whining and crying, like screeching really loud and annoying, saying that when you say you can't put it together.
Okay. I don't have the ability.
Don't have the magic.
No, it could be repaired, James.
I don't have
the ability. It's going to require a team. Yeah, it's going to require a team.
And magic.
Man, it doesn't. It's
magic
just
super glue.
No, it's just stone masonry.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's nothing fancy. It's just a stone statue, and
we don't really have the time to think about this right now.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, you don't.
Time to say bye bye, I love you.
Yeah, what I'm saying though is that you don't need magic to repair it. You just need a team of people, and mending is not going to work. Even if it's like
don't have them in our pocket either.
Huh?
Ain't got any. Ain't got none.
Exactly.
No super glue. no team. I can reach in my pocket. Not a team in there. Yeah. Sorry. Check the other pocket. Nope.
Get a Gorilla Glue and fix his hair. So, okay.
So
I'll say welcome to come with us, and I'll turn to go.
Yeah, he's as you're leaving, he's just doing his squawking and whining, like he's just raising his head up, like and then crying. He's really sad, and what's it called? When you head outside, you're looking for obvious signs of the army, and you do see that they did travel in.
The army going by, yeah.
Yeah, you do see that they did leave wreckage in their path, so it is distinguishable to tell which way they're going because there's so many of them, and they're not walking in like a tactical file column, so it's not one behind the other. They're scattered all over the place.
In map.
Mob formation.
Yes. So, judging tracking, so we need survival skills, or would it be investigation?
We're outside, really, so I think it'd be time. But okay, let me find I've got him here. Well, then again, we're not trying to survive. Oh well.
Yeah, I would say if you're tracking, like if you're trying to look for the prints, then that would be survival. If you're trying to read like how
like
soon
an animal
and all that, then that would be investigation. But you know the general direction that they're going. I was just going to try to say if you could tell how long ago they were actually here.
Oh, a couple of days at least that we know of.
Yeah.
Because that's when what's her name turned into a swan. So I got a good old, I got a big old 10.
Okay. So what you're seeing is that it appears to be that they moved in with haste and they left with haste. So it's not like they walked away from here. It's more like they're in a rush. They were in a rush to leave, and the way they left was going around, kind of like instead of going the trail that you guys went at the waterfall, it's going all the way around, and a different path entirely. But there's enough trails and track that you can see the wake of the damage, and that they left all over the bushes and the plants. Like there was no regard for the vegetation of this area. It was like a stampede. They came in. They came in, and then they came out.
Got what they want.
They realize that's to go
Yeah.
now.
No, 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 no thing on. I can give it out. No, no, they weren't even trying to be stealthy.
No.
So, okay. So, I think they went that way, George.
Okay, that's the way we go.
So,
All right. So this is a new territory that you guys haven't seen from this side. Um, it is still forest, but it's this area is kind of like a blend between forest and marshland. So it's a bit of both. So more east is going to be marsh type, and more west is going to be more of the forest becoming grasslands, and it'll start leading you towards the centaur territory. But it's a new territory that you haven't been to before, so who knows what kind of tribe is actually occupying
right.
the zone. And uh, there there are signs of like um, small skirmishes,
Mm-hmm.
some weapons and rocks were thrown, like makeshift spears were thrown at the horde of kobolds, but it doesn't look like there was actually any close close engagements. Like whatever force was trying to take pock shots at the kobold legion that was moving, they didn't get into a full scale warfare. Like it didn't look like they were trying to defend their land, but with the entire tribe, if that makes sense. So you do see rocks or
What if we were to go beyond space and into
Okay.
the mistakes of the past, erase the future?
all right. Let me grab my book. Now, how hard of a push do you guys want to go to move? Do you want to take
Well,
rests?
not. Well, that's preferable to the exhaustion.
Yeah, and assuming
So,
assuming that the force that large is actually going to take time to rest, or maybe they're pushing themselves to
yep.
the point where they're going to be exhausted. It's it's
Well,
not it's not
Yeah.
it's not determined, but you could tell that after the first
No,
day.
no,
I was gonna say you could tell that after the first day, it looks like their force march was not as harsh as it was earlier, so they did slow down their momentum, but they still do have a few days ahead of you guys.
okay. We need to. Uh, not a. Listen, not a force march, but a quick march.
For them. Yeah,
Best thing I can. Uh,
like
so,
roughly
not a,
3 miles an hour. Uh,
yeah.
so it went from being fast to a steady pace of going traveling about 3 miles an hour. So if you push hard, you could probably catch up to them in 2 days. But that's pushing hard, and when
Well,
you
if we do that, right? Yeah.
I can do good
You get the
berries.
exhaustion there.
Well, I'll do good berries to give us nutrition for so we don't have to stop to cook or stop to do anything because it'll give us food and water. We don't have to stop for food and water.
yeah,
Let's go.
the concern that Guy is talking about though is the actual exhaustion where you start taking what is it, disadvantage on attacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Disadvantage on attacks and defense and all that sort of stuff. In the after, I think it's after 1 day of forced marching, you become level 1 exhausted. And after 2 days, you go up another level or something like that. I never really played with exhaustion too much. That can be interesting.
Not
You want
really.
to try and get to
Would that be in the player's handbook or the Dungeon
okay.
Master Guide?
How about the player's handbook
Okay.
under exhaustion or speed?
So there's page 181, 185, and 290. I'm gonna look at 291.
Okay.
Okay, there's an exhaustion table. So it says some special abilities and environmental hazards such as starvation and the long-term effects of freezing or scorching temperatures can lead to a special condition called exhaustion. Exhaustion is measured in 6 levels. An effect can give a creature one or more levels of exhaustion as specified in the effect's description. Level 1, disadvantage on ability checks. Level 2, speed halved. Level 3, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Level 4, max hit points halved. Level 5, speed reduced to 0. And level 6 is death. If an already exhausted creature suffers another effect that causes exhaustion, its current level of exhaustion increases by the amount specified in the effect's description. A creature suffers the effect of its current level of exhaustion as well as all lower levels. For example, a creature level 2 gets its speed halved and has disadvantage on ability checks. An effect of that removes exhaustion reduces its level as specified in the effect's description, with all exhaustion effects ending if the creature's exhaustion level is reduced below 1. Finishing a long rest reduces a creature's exhaustion level by only 1, provided that the creature also ingested some food and drink. So that's interesting. So if you're at level 3 exhaustion, that'll take 3 days of resting to recover from, without being exhausted further.
Yeah, and let's see. Okay, for smart. The travel pace assumes that characters will travel for 8 hours a day. They can push on beyond that limit for risk of sorry. They can travel beyond that limit at the risk of exhaustion. For each additional hour of travel beyond 8, the characters cover the distance shown in the hour column for their pace, and each character must make a Constitution save at the end of the hour. Is 10 plus 1 for each hour. On a failed save, the character suffers 1 level exhaustion.
Ooh. So at 9 hours, it rolls its first one. And then at 10 hours, it rolls the second one.
Roll 10. Right. And each time you can suffer a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, so these kobolds, they pushed hard, really hard, and but yeah, their movements
I think
are
yeah.
The kobolds are exhausted. So that is going to be some sort of advantage for you guys, but you have to catch up. For you to catch up, that's going to be a hard push.
With their speed.
So let me see. If you pushed hard and you succeeded on your exhaustion checks, you could make it up to them in 2 days. But if you start suffering exhaustion checks, then you'll start having your levels of exhaustion. So it's basically every hour after 8 hours you roll for exhaustion. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
But however, on a fourth mark, I don't know if I said my mouse is not working, so I'm having to do it. It's under speed, travel, pace. Now the keyboard's not wanting to work.
Okay, 181. Same page as exhaustion.
There you go. 234 is the March. Or no, wait a minute. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. The pace in miles there is on 82. Fast pace. Normal, slow, fast pace. We really don't have to. We can travel the fast, which is 30 miles a day. So, and for each mile, we get another. For each hour, we get another 4.
4 miles, and that's
Right.
a roll.
And then yes. And then so I think we can go with the fast.
Well, you'd probably go more.
Fast pace.
So fast pace for 8 hours is going to be 28? No, 36. 36 miles a day.
Well, we should
36.
Yeah,
no,
eight
Well,
times
yeah, we're
32.
8 times 4 is
32.
32.
Yeah. Well, we could rest. We could march for 8, sleep for 8, march for 8. We could rotate it like that.
well. It says but it's saying that it's 8 hours per day. So you have march for 8 hours, then you have a 16-hour break.
Yeah.
So
Or 8 hours and then march, 8 hours rest, 8 hours march.
that's
Yeah.
what James was saying.
That's a 24-hour day, but then it'd be
level exhaustion.
16 hours of one day. The next day would be
And
8 hours of
right.
yeah.
We could do that. It would just take us like 3 days to catch up, right?
Pretty much.
And like I said, I've got the good berries.
So
That
3
covers
days.
food and drink.
We just take 3 days then.
Good berries are one.
Okay.
Well, but like I said, we don't really have to worry about food or water. So the good berry covers food and water. So we just have to move. We don't have to prepare food. We don't have to prepare it. Just pop the pill.
So you know what? I think it was just my battery was starting to go out on it. So I put a new battery in. Be working fine.
Okay.
So I'll let you decide. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back while you guys decide. But yeah, to go without any effects, it would be 16 hours one day of travel, 8 hours the next day of travel, and then 16 hours again on the third day of travel, and
That would be the safest.
that's to not get any levels of exhaustion or any chances of rolling for exhaustion. All right, I'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Okay. All right, to do that. Hello? We'll take a break until come back.
I'm here. I'm just.
So what was about? You said you're making your other character, your half elf. Hello?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, I think we lost everybody. Dial them in.
Yeah. Right. Okay, folks, what are we destroying now?
We're trying to get James and
I'm back.
Wiley back. Okay. Yeah, we're
I
trying
just
to
had
get.
to plug my phone back in.
So, Wiley. So the first 8 hours of running, uneventful. All right, and you did see along the way those signs of battle that I told you about, the skirmishes, um, throwing of stones and javelins. What's it called?
Buddies.
Yes. Occasionally a kobold here, a kobold there. But they're distance apart. So these skirmishes, they had some great distances between each one. So for the first rest, we're gonna say it's a early afternoon, not early afternoon, early evening, late afternoon,
Yeah.
and you guys are pushing hard. So James, I'm gonna say that you still have the owl that you had from last week, but in order for you to maintain it, you still have to have your animal friendship spell expended. Um,
I'm back.
if you want to keep it.
Yeah.
So with the animal friendship and the owl, you could keep it this whole time, but like let's say
Don't forget the food.
what?
You have to feed it too. Make sure that the animal's kept fed.
Okay. And so how do you want to approach your first rest session? Pretty much you want to have to assume that everyone's going to have to rest majority of the night, so it'll be either small shifts or hopefully the owl works as your guardian angel.
Well, basically, I figure short rest. Basically a short period. You know.
That's why I think they're dividing it into 16 hours for resting because everybody's got to take quote unquote 8 hours to rest.
Yeah, so on the first march is 8 hours, and then I mean the first day it's 8 hours of marching, 8 hours resting, and then another 8 hours of marching. That's going to be in the first day. So we're on the first rest, so 8 hours passed, and then now it's the rest time. So how do you want to take?
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to take the watch? If you want to take a watch.
We just have animals do it for us.
Well, it would be a early warning. You wouldn't really be able to watch. You know.
Go lay down. Go lay down.
I'll go first. I'll take a first wake up watch.
Okay. All right. So.
Anybody else?
Well, I was wondering before you go to sleep, what should I pick up? Should I pick up? I've got my shield touch for. Should I pick up mend, or should I take up magic stone?
I'll take second watch.
Well, nobody's using slings, so.
Well, you don't need
magic
sling. You
stone
just throw them. You
I-
can throw them.
Well, I think what Guy is saying is, what would you use mend for?
Well,
Mend
mend
and
would be
magic stone,
repairing stuff. And then he's poo-pooing magic stone.
Okay, you take mend and you can mend the hole in my shoe.
Okay.
That'll be wearing off with this all just running.
Okay, I'll take mend then.
Do tabaxis wear shoes?
No.
Well, they wear something like a shoe, but they usually have their toes bare.
I don't know.
So they can climb. Be more like a sandal.
Okay,
Like an
so
open-toe sandal.
all right,
The
so
gnome probably also needs, or the goblin over here probably needs it.
all right, so I'm going to roll. All right. So that first rest goes uneventful, and then you go on your second march, and this is still in the first 24-hour period. And as you're going through, this time you do see that there are more kobolds that are dead, and it's a larger group that have been killed. So whatever they fought was actually more devastating from this within this area.
And more prepared too.
But what's it called? Before you actually approach the kobolds, you do see that some of them are actually kind of like piled together, not like a high pile, just piled together. And in that group, you hear when you get close enough, you hear in common, you hear, "Help me." Hold on a second. Hold on.
Well, he got paid. Should we stop and look?
Hmm?
Should we stop and
Sure.
look?
I'm generally a good character.
Well, if it's a love, I guess we can see if we can help.
So, we're going to stop and help.
Yeah.
It's going to take time for the kobolds.
Well, it might not be.
We don't really have a healer, so.
Well, I've got cure light, and I also have good berries too. So I'd have 7.
Yeah, that'll heal them one.
Well, it's
People
1
from dying.
each. It's 1 each. You can't pop them all at one time, but you could, if we want to take the time. Well, depending on what it is first. You know.
I'm having a typical D&D dinner.
But
Sausage.
oh, that's more German.
Hmm.
You have sausage, bread, and applesauce. Do you have any beer?
No, I actually used all my apples in some sauerkraut the other day.
That's more German. I can't think of what type of sausage it is now. Well, it's probably animal of some kind. I've got a bean and cheese burrito from Del Taco.
Yeah.
Stealing a name from Star Trek. It's Lissan, Lissan, and Rosie. Well, she looks more like a tiefling than anything else I've seen. Because she's got the antenna. Well, if you call them horns, well,